Hey everybody, and welcome back to Life with Lolo. It is time for our weekly recap of Real Housewives of Atlanta. This is season 13, episode 6, and it was titled The Giving Peach. Unfortunately, this episode really wasn't given a lot, but we're going to talk about it. All right. But before I do, if you are not subscribed to my channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and hit the notification bell to be notified when I drop new videos. And also, if you end up liking this review recap, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button for me. All right, y'all, let's just jump right into this episode. You know how it opens up where they do like little scenes and stuff like that. So that's kind of what they did with Kenya. I don't know if she was talking to her assistant or somebody, but she was talking about the her hairline products and stuff, and I guess she's opening up a new product line or something, so they're figuring out a name for that. Then we see Drew and her husband. They're teaching the youngest child how to ride a bike, and then we land on Cynthia, who is asking Mike for her reading glasses, and I guess she got pairs all over the house, typical what a lot of people do with readers, because they only like $1 at like the Dollar Tree or whatever, and they like spread out all over the house. But she wants to sit down with him to talk about the guest list. So she says that they invited like 250 people, which we already know that's what ended up going to the wedding. Like, I'm so sick of hearing about this wedding, only because we already know what it's going to happen. If we didn't know what was going to happen, I would be more excited to hear about the wedding. But since it's already been like in the new, in the news and the tabloids, and I mean, do they even call them tabloids anymore? But anyway, we already know pretty much what's going to happen, so it's not like that exciting. But whatever. And then the wedding already passed because we in January right now. But at any rate, what was I saying? Oh, they're talking about the wedding guest list and stuff, and she's talking about how she sent out 250 invitations, but she didn't expect people to actually RSVP because of COVID and whatnot. And I'm like, girl, they want to see y'all get married, okay? And she said so far 167 people have RSVP for the wedding. And then she's talking about inviting her dad. She wants to invite her dad to the wedding. And since that PSA, what was it like? That was a while ago. How long ago was the PSA? I know, was Nene still on the show? I don't remember. It was a while ago when they did that PSA, and she said she hasn't spoken to her dad since then. Like, she showed us like a where he walked her down the aisle. Her brother and her father walked her down the aisle for the first wedding with Peter. And she said since the PSA, because remember that's what a mama was talking about, how he, physically abused her and stuff like that. So she hasn't spoken to her father since then because I guess he was upset with her. I'm like, what, sir? You should be upset with yourself if you was physically abusing your wife. Like, but anyway, abusers always want to put the blame on somebody else. But at any rate, she says she hasn't spoken to him, but she wants to offer him an invite or stuff, and she's worried about the mom being uncomfortable. And so Mike is like, well, the wedding is about us, and it should all be about what we want at the wedding or whatever. So what do Cynthia Denise Bailey, what do she want at the wedding? And she was like, she want her dad to be there. And I'm like, Mike, in this instance, it should be about if the mom, like, I understand what he's saying, like, he wants Cynthia to be happy at the wedding and stuff like that. But if her mom is uncomfortable at the wedding, that's gonna make an uncomfortable, awkward wedding. Like, why even do that? For what? Like, what's the point? Especially if she's not even talking to her father. She don't even have a connection with her daddy like that. So what's the point of inviting I don't know, but whatever. She said she want her dad there, and she's going to talk to her mom about it or whatever. And so then Mike brings up how he wants to invite Dennis to the wedding, but Portia and Dennis are not on the right, on good terms or whatever. So he's worried and stuff like that. And so Cynthia says she's going to talk to Portia and see if it's okay if Dennis comes to the wedding or whatever, because they're kind of like hot and cold or whatever. Then we see Drew and Ralph. They're packing. They having like a competition with packing and stuff, and she's just happy to see him smile because last episode his dad passed away or whatever. So, he's still grieving and going through all of that. And she's saying, like, she realized life was too short, like, marriage is up and down, and you can't love somebody through the good times and not love them through the bad times. All that good stuff, which is true. Like, you're not going to just have happy memories with your partner. You going to have some times where you like, damn, I can't stand them, but I love them. You're going to have those moments. So that's what she was saying. My thing is, what we see is kind of like, you just putting up to be putting up. And it's like, you've been doing this for the last 6 years. And he is the same asshole. So I don't like the man. I don't like him. And I don't think he putting on for cameras. I just honestly think that's him. And for whatever reason, she wants to put up with it. I mean, if she love it, I like it. But I don't like that man. And for her to be all like, she just going to be by his side and focus on making good memories and washing the slate clean and starting at a clean slate and all this other stuff, that's easy for you to do for him. But what is he doing for you? Like, what is he doing for you? Like, it seemed like he just stressing you out, making you cry all the damn time. So, like, really, what is he doing for you other than just tolerating you? Because that's what it seems like to me. I don't know. But at any rate, they said some sweet things over some balloons for his dad, and then they let the balloons up, and then in the midst of him saying some words to his father, he apologized to Drew or whatever, and saying like he apologizes for the agony that he caused, but this is me, and you're gonna have to love me for who I am and whatever. And she just like, she determined to make a clean sweep. So to me, that apology was basically like, I'm gonna be an asshole, you gonna have to put up with my asshole ways. Hey, I ain't gonna change for you. Like, I know it bothers you that I don't tell you where I'm going and I go off to Tampa any old time I want to, but you gonna have to put up with it because that's me. That's what I got from the apology. Because he basically said, this is me, and if you gonna put up with me, I'm not like that. He just basically said this is who he is. So I don't know. Drew to me deserves better, but who is me? Anyway, we see Candy. She getting her makeup done, and she was telling us how she doing a lot. She got IGTV. We know she got a YouTube channel. And she says that the pandemic has made her, be around her kids a lot more. And what she say? But she's still working, basically. And so she's talking to them about Candy Cares. So she has an organization called Candy Cares. It's been around since 2014, where she, helps out the community because, it takes a village to raise a child. So she's helping the community. This time it's with food because there's a lot of families out here who are struggling to buy groceries and stuff. So she's having like a grocery drive where she's giving them free food. She said it was going to be like 750 families. She wants all the girls to come there and help out. It's going to be like a drive-through or whatever. And then she gets on a whole topic of, what's that man's name? Block paying child support for Raleigh or whatever. And she gets on the phone with Mike Sterling, and he's saying like nothing is, that he don't need nothing else from her. Like, the judge has asked for 5 years of income from him, and that he's going to review that, and then a decision will be made or whatever. And Candy also told us, like, people are coming at her asking, or like looking at her like, why are you asking for child support when you had millions and millions of dollars and stuff like that? And she like, well, he had millions of dollars too at that time, so it doesn't matter what I had. If he spent his money and not on his daughter, then that's the problem. And I wholeheartedly agree with that. I understand that. And at this present time, if he owes $92,000, he owes that. Like, if he was on child support and he owed that money, and he could have easily went down there to the court and took himself off of child support. He could have had court appointments, and been like, look, she make more than me. This is the records, yada, yada, yada. I'm going to be taking off child support. The judge at that time, whenever, would have reviewed it and either cut his child support back or what have you. But he chose not to do that. So this is what it is right now. You owe $92,000 in child support. Pay the $92,000 in child support and be quiet. And I can also see where people are also saying like she make millions and stuff like that, or she has millions. Why is she coming after him for child support? The point is he was on child support, therefore he owed the money. He didn't take himself off of child support. She didn't take him off child support. Pay what you owe. Point blank, period. So the girl, I don't know if the girl who was doing her hair, her makeup or whatever was like, the judge is going to be like, denied, because you make millions, so why you coming after him for child support? Like, that's crazy. And she like, don't do me, because he owed money at that time and stuff like that. So like I said, I understand both sides of the fence. And my whole thing is, if he saw that she was out here making millions and stuff, he could have easily took himself off child support and had the child support reviewed and looked at. Trust me, I know. He could have had that thing reviewed, and then the judge would have been like, oh, well, you make more than him, so this is how much he gonna have to pay. It would have been maybe $5, like, or nothing at all. Like, he could have did that, but he chose not to, so that's his problem. At any rate, she said she's gonna basically give the money to Riley if it gets approved or whatever. So that's it for that. Then we see Portia. She's meeting up with Cynthia, and she's talking about she took PJ to daycare because PJ needs to be around other children. And I'm like, you ain't got no friends that got kids. Like, it's a whole pandemic, and you taking this baby to daycare. At daycare, they get sick like that, even without the pandemic. Like, you sure? Okay. But she took her there. She said that PJ ran right up to the kids and stuff and had a good time. So Cynthia was like, so then Portia was telling Cynthia how she was happy for her and yada, yada, yada. And so then Cynthia just bust out with, so what's going on with you and Dennis? And here go the waitress, right on time, right on cue or whatever. And Portia was like, I'm glad you showed up. God is going to bless you. Ooh, look at Lord. Look at the Lord. Or whatever. So then they get the orders and stuff like that. And so Portia starts telling her about Dennis again. Here come the waitress again. Right when she about to spill some juicy tea. Cynthia like, look, I need you to hurry up and get this order so I can get back to this tea she about to spill. So Portia basically says that she's still trying to get over the whole infidelity thing. And it's weighing on her because it made her feel insecure. Like, damn, you went to cheat on me with somebody else. Like, what's wrong with me? So she's blaming herself for him cheating. And she's looking at herself like, dang, I gained 25 pounds. And then the back fat hitting me in the back and stuff. And then I'm yelling about him. And then she said she just wasn't herself. She was just snapping. She said she asked him for a bottle. And he went downstairs, and he was downstairs for like 20 minutes or whatever. And then when he came back upstairs, she just started snapping on him. Like, you took all this time. I asked you for the bottle, yada, yada, yada. And she was like, and Pilar was there the whole time. So then I didn't even feel like I was myself, because now I don't even care that I'm yelling in front of the baby and stuff. So she knew that she had to separate herself from him because she was just not herself. She was losing herself in a relationship. She wasn't comfortable in a relationship anymore with him. And she said that she got over the infidelity, which I doubt. I don't. You didn't, girl. She said she got over it, but she still feels like she's still punishing him for it or whatever. So that's why she had to kind of like separate herself from him. And she said something else. What else did she say? And then she said she got involved in the movement, and so she focused on that. And then she just became intolerant. She wasn't going to put up with foolery in her home and foolery out there in the streets. So, she had to basically, separate from him. So she wants Mike not to invite Dennis, pretty much. And so she was like, look, I need you to use them coochie coupons and get it to where he not coming to this wedding or whatever. So Cynthia was like, she gonna do what she can or whatever. So then we see Noelle and Cynthia. They're talking. I guess Noelle has a YouTube channel. Cynthia tells us how she is a big influencer on Instagram. So people send her clothes and she models them. So she's under contracts and stuff like that. So Instagram basically paying her. She an Instagram model basically, and they're paying her to promote stuff like that. Cause look, hey, she can do it. So she's getting paid for that. She has a nice apartment in LA. What else is she doing? She's doing her YouTube channel. So Cynthia's saying like she real proud of her. She on her own and she doing her thing. Then wasn't she supposed to be going to school for something? I mean, look, if this, look, no school debt or nothing like that, and you out here making money, girl, do it. But I was trying to figure out what was her original plan for LA. Like, why did she originally go over there? Was it for school or was it for modeling? I can't remember. But anyway, she's talking to Noelle. Cynthia's talking to Noelle, and she's telling her, you know, or she's stressed out about the wedding and stuff, and she wants Noelle to come see her, try on her dress and stuff. She just wants Noelle to see it because, you know, they have that bond and stuff because that's her only child and so forth. So she wants her to be there. She's like, well, are you going to come and stay a little while longer? And she was like, well, no, about that. We need to go ahead and get my return flight because I got packages coming in. I'm under contract, so I need to be home to receive those things and stuff. So she's like, what? She was like, look, Mom, I'm going to be there for about 2 weeks. So she was like, well, what? She was like, 2 weeks is long enough or whatever. It's okay. You'll be all right. And, because I need to get back to work because I gotta finish paying for this apartment. Cynthia was like, well, all right. I was like, Lord. And then we see the whole big event. So it's the Candy Cares. It's a nice drive-through. One of the people, I guess, who's working close with Candy, she says there's 549 families. So that's a big turnout. That's going to be receiving free groceries and stuff. They got a ton of fresh produce, bread, meat. Like, it's nice. Candy said that Marlo met her earlier in the day to help at the farmer's market to pick out some produce and stuff like that. Tanya's there. She's on time. Portia. Portia is there, and she says that PJ is sick because she thought she was going to be late. But she, because PJ is sick because she got sick from the daycare or whatever. Candy tells us that Portia gave $5,000 and she's happy that Portia is there. Kenya shows up and she like, oh, so you show up on time for Candy or whatever. And she was like, I show up on time for charity and stuff. And she was like, So then in her confessional, Kenya is like, oh, so she's on time for her photo op. I'm like, what is their beef? Like, I don't understand their beef. It's like manufactured beef. I just don't get it. But whatever. What else, child? They just talking. Everybody's starting to arrive there. Who else was there? Toya? No. Latoya wasn't there. Joy. I think it was somebody named Joy was there. Tanya. Portia. Everybody was there except for Cynthia. Cynthia and Mike was picking up the marriage certificate, and Cynthia basically said that she gonna hold on tight to that marriage certificate because we already know what happened to the last one where Mile and the mama ain't want to give up that marriage certificate. But Bob is coming. So then they start talking about Dennis coming to the wedding and stuff like that, and Portia is talking to Tanya about it. And then Candy says, yeah, well, Ty had one, he wanted to invite him anyway, or something like that. I can't remember. I think Dennis told Ty that Portia can come to the wedding, but she can't bring no date. And then Mike was saying, like, he going to invite Dennis anyway. He don't, because that's his friend. So it's just like, oh my God. Then Kenya, like, well, can we do more work, less talking? I'm like, girl. And so then, somewhere in the thing, Kenya was like, well, we can't take you and Dennis seriously because y'all break up and get back together and break up and get back together. If y'all on the same playing field or something, or on good terms, and what does it matter? Y'all, he should be able to come to the wedding. Just don't talk to him or something like that. And then she like, well, you just worried that he gonna come, and then you're gonna be drinking Henny, and then your legs gonna spread wide open, and then y'all gonna be back together. Like, you got a whole responsibility for yourself, and it's not Cynthia's problem or something like that. And I'm like, what? And so then Portia is pretty much like, girl, go on or whatever. She just roll her eyes and don't, engage with her. And I'm like, good, Portia, because she wanted you to engage with that nonsense or whatever. Because that's the same thing that was going on with her and Mark. They was going back and forth. 1 minute they getting divorced, 1 minute they together. So, like, be quiet with that foolery. But the whole event turned out nice. Todd and Ace came. Then Cynthia finally came. Marlo, she came, and then they all went to go take a little break. And then they were talking about donations, because Candy said she would like to do this again, but she wants some donations and stuff. And like I said, Portia already gave a $5,000 check. We found out that Drew gave some money. Marlo gave a $5,000 check. I'm not sure who else donated, but Candy was like, she's not going to say no names about who didn't. But she just thought that people was going to be more generous. No, what she say? People aren't as giving as she thought they would be, or whatever. I was like, ooh, who she talking about? Who's she shading? Because Drew, she called and she was saying like she was on lockdown, she packing up and stuff. And then we find out that her and Portia going to be neighbors. And then she get off the phone, and then here go Kenya. Cynthia stay finding strays and stuff. And Portia like, how you gonna shade her like that? You don't even know her like that. And so then Kenya brings up a trip where they need to take a trip or whatever. And they're basically saying like, we need to drive somewhere because of COVID, and it's probably not, too safe to get on the airplanes and stuff like that. They say, well, we need to call Fallon up because Fallon has a private jet or whatever. And so, I think somebody said, no, we not involving Fallon or whatever. And then they was figuring out where they was going to go. So they might go to South Carolina, Charleston or whatever, because they have a beach and then a pool and stuff like that. So that's where they'll probably end up. But, what's her name? Kenya said she was going to figure it out and get back to them on that. So Portia leaves because she's going to check on PJ. Everybody else head back down to work. So then we see the final thing with Noelle and Cynthia. So Noelle is in the car with Cynthia. She's the selfie queen. Like she giving face. So Cynthia like, look, I need you to be present when we at Mama house or whatever. She says that her and her mother have Noelle and her mom have a tight bond or whatever. So she's bringing Noelle basically for a buffer because she's going to invite or tell her mom that she's going to invite the dad. So they all get over there, and I guess they get I don't know if everybody gets tested, and I would hope that Noelle got tested before she came over there, because Cynthia was saying like the mom has diabetes. So I'm thinking to myself, well, I hope everybody got tested before they went into their mama house, because they really shouldn't have went in there. But I'm assuming they all got tested. But they all got their face shields on. Mal got a mask on. And they in there, Mallory, they ate up all the food. Mallory like, look, y'all came late. I was hungry. I had 1.5 pork chops. And so I was like, girl, how many pork chops did your mama make? Because it looked like it was just like a little slither left in the pot. But anyway, Cynthia make her little plate. She sit down. And so then she brings up how she's going to extend an invite to her father. And so the mama is not really happy about that, because first they didn't send a happy Father's Day to the dad, and it made it seem like it was all these good memories and he did so much for them. So the mom and her feelings about that, and she like, I'm the one who raised y'all. I'm the one who did this for y'all, and y'all talking about found memories. What found memories and stuff? And so then Mallory says she still has a relationship with the father and stuff, and the mom kind of taken aback by that. And then the mom is saying like she didn't understand what the whole PSA thing was about. And what's her face, Cynthia's like, well, how didn't you know? I didn't know that you didn't know. Like, I didn't know that you didn't understand what the cameras was there for, and that this would be broadcasting and stuff. And she was like, I didn't understand what this was about. And then when that aired, and then the people down there in Alabama was she got a lot of backlash from it, because of course his family, you know how you've seen it on TV and movies where, you know, even like if you watch the Snapped or Fatal Attraction, all them things where the people say that the person was abusing, and then their family member like, that wouldn't be them. They don't abuse, but they don't know what goes behind closed doors and stuff like that. So his family was like, why is she telling lies about him and stuff like that? Because no abuser is just going to really slap somebody or beat somebody up in public. You know what I'm saying? So they are basically saying that she's a liar and stuff. So she got a lot of backlash, a lot of hate from his family and whatnot. And I feel like that's her main issue as far as everything going out, because if they were close and then she got backlash because he's a pastor and all this other stuff, then that's a big reason also why she didn't want her story to be broadcasted out there like that. So she's feeling some type of way. So then she's like, well, if you invite him, I'll just put a mask over my face and won't look at him and stuff too. And so Cynthia's like, well, Mom, I'm sorry. I didn't know that you didn't know about what the PSA was about. I didn't know you didn't understand what the cameras was about and all this stuff. So she apologized to her mom. Her mom accepts the apology. And then she's like, so I can invite him. And I'm like, girl, what part did you miss? Where she said she would put a mask over her face. So therefore she's uncomfortable. She don't want to see this man. She don't want to be in his presence. This man abused her. Why would you think that would be okay? Like, I understand that's your father and everything like that, but come on now. And even Noelle has to say, like, no, she said she would put a mask over her face. So that's just saying right there that she doesn't want to see him. Like, she's not going to be comfortable. And she's like, I don't have a relationship with him, and I only see him one time. But you know how many times I've seen Granny, and who I've always seen Granny. She's always been there. She would do anything for us. She would move mountains and all this other stuff for us. So what we need to do is make her comfortable. She don't ask for much, and so we should just do this for her or whatever. And Noelle was like, and I know she knows I'm right because she's not saying anything or whatever. So then Cynthia finally gets it and was like, okay, well, I won't invite him. I got what I needed from here or whatever. And then we see like a little thing with Cynthia saying like she feels guilty for her mom having her because she feels like her mom is very beautiful. She is a very beautiful lady. And she was saying like her mom is smart, she's really beautiful, and if she didn't have Cynthia, that she could have went further in life or whatever. And Cynthia says that she just doesn't want to disappoint her, and that she's kind of upset and sad that her mom had her. And I was like, oh, Cynthia, don't feel that way. Like, your mom decided to have you, and she knew the choices when she was going to have you, and she decided to have you and raise you and stuff like that. So don't take that burden on your shoulders. That's not on you. But that was pretty much it for the episode. Candy lets us know for the next couple weeks. She said in the next few weeks, it's going to be the whole trip, and then it's going to be the strippergate type thing. I'm like, for the next few weeks. I hope it's Spice Up or something, child, because they relying on strippergate to give us something. And to me, it's going to be like, it's a stripper. Like, I don't know. But we're going to see. We're going to see. I'm going to still review it because some people watching this show. So I'm going to still review it. But y'all let me know what y'all felt about the episode down there in them comments. If y'all ended up liking this review recap, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button, and then hit the subscribe button and the notification bell to be notified when I drop new videos. All right, y'all. The emoji for this video, because I'm not videoed. For this video will be the smiley face. Let's go and give a smiley face. The ones with the heart eyeballs. So go ahead and put that down there in the comments to be entered into the giveaway. I keep forgetting to do it, but I'm gonna be better this week. So it will be the heart eye emoji. Go ahead and put that down there in the comments to be entered into the giveaway. All right, y'all. Until next time. Peace.